Hello, it's Vanessa again. We're doing another live for Step Into the Spotlight because the new program is starting soon. Looking a bit grotty myself, so sorry about that. Didn't have time to scrub up. But Carmel Murphy is with me and she's looking amazing.
Hi. Thank you.
You know me, I've just had to come in from the horses as it is. So what Carmel and I are going to have a bit of a chat about today, again, like I've been doing with the previous girls, is talking about the Step Into the Spotlight program, which is starting again really soon, March the 13th. We do have some spaces left for that for those of you who are sitting on the fence about it. And Carmel is here. She is the Coaches Mentor, and you'll be able to find Carmel in her Facebook group, but we'll let you know more about that as well. What is your Facebook group, Carmel? Where do they find you if they want to join?
You can just search for the Coaches Mentor in Facebook and I'll come up and you can request to join. It's a private Facebook group and I can obviously approve you when I check you out.
And you are not in Australia at the moment. You're all the way
In Ireland, yes, I am.
in Ireland at the moment. So it's early for you and
Yeah,
around 7:30 for me.
yeah.
So for those of you that are watching, and there isn't anyone right now, I can see that, but those of you that might be coming on and watching Carmel and I live, we're just going to have a bit of a chat about the Step Into the Spotlight profile building program for coaches and change makers. Because for those of you who haven't committed to it yet and are really interested in knowing more, Carmel's here to tell you a bit more, just as the other graduates, some of the other recent graduates have done in the past few days. And you can ask any questions of me or Carmel today. So let's just jump into it. What did you find was probably the best thing for you about that particular program?
Great question. I found the support and the consistency. So it goes in a very structured way that actually got me into a routine, into a rhythm, and
Mm.
consistency is where I was lacking. And definitely the ideas and the newness of stuff that's brought in really just, we all know so much, but when you put it into a structured way, then it starts actually making sense. For me, it was just, previously I was grabbing things from the air sometimes, and this way it was more structured for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was the aim with Step Into the Spotlight with the program. It is very structured. Like you're not putting yourself out there in the very early days. The early days, as you remember, for those first, maybe the first 2 months, you were really, really concentrating on those business foundations.
Putting foundations down. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, message and that before we started to get you to go out and do some of that more scary stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that support there, it was much less scary because you could come back and go, well, I did this and that didn't work. I did this and that didn't work, and get support and direction in that area. Awesome.
Yeah, and what do you think your biggest challenge was? It was 6 months, and I know for some of you had some big challenges.
Yes, we did. But my biggest challenge was literally getting out there, being very succinct with my offers. And because before I was a bit wishy-washy, getting really succinct also on my avatar. Actually, one of the biggest learning for me, or the best resource in the beginning, was the marketing questions.
Mm.
Getting out there and actually having a set of marketing questions that I could ask somebody and tailor to myself. And the value I got from the answers there really did propel me forward.
Mm. And
Mm.
did you, when you did those marketing questions, did you actually then find out what your market want and go and create some products around what they were asking for?
Absolutely. I really learned, although I had an idea of what I thought they wanted, I really learned their language around what they actually wanted. And their
Yeah.
biggest problem. You know, we sometimes think that people are saying, oh, it's procrastination in my way, it's self-sabotage. I don't know anyone that sits bolt upright in bed at night and go, oh my God, I'm procrastinating, I better stop. You know, it's more leveraged around that. So I got the leveraged language when I was doing those questions. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have guest experts on. I love talking about the guest experts because I love them because it gives me a break as well. Plus, I can't be expected to know everything. So as much as I would want to, I can't. So I bring in the guest experts. Did you have a favorite?
Oh dear. Now that's a good question. And look, I missed one or two, and went back to listen to them afterwards. And I think my favorites are more when I can ask questions because then I'll interact more, although the value is still there. Gosh. It's quite challenging to say a favorite. Davish, I think it was pretty awesome, especially because we were mostly girls at the time, and he came in with a whole different energy. And it's just getting people in, I think, with that different outlook that you can really start growing and learning from. But Davish was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, okay, cool. He'll be glad to hear that. He presented at, and I know you weren't able to come to the 2-day event. You might be able to come to
Yeah,
the next one that we're going to be
yeah.
having, hopefully. But he presented, and he was definitely, rocked the house, and everyone loved him on the 2-day event in Sydney.
Awesome. Yeah, I was so disappointed that I missed that, but unfortunately, you're right. I'll be at the next one.
Yeah, and if I have it in the same place, which I might, I don't know. We'll see if I can get it. We have a haunted house next door,
All
Carmel. It
right.
was so much fun. You missed
Cool.
out on all the haunted house fun that we all had.
Oh well, I'll have to catch up this time, so you'll have to book that place just so I
I'll
can
try
see
and book the same place, yes, and I'll
it.
find out more of the mystery about our haunted house next door.
Cool.
What do you think you probably gained the most from? Like, what do you think you learnt the most by doing a program that is essentially a long time? It's 6
Mm.
months.
What did I learn the most? Gosh, I learned so much. It's challenging to see what did I learn the most. Definitely for me, consistency and structure, and that was a me
Mm,
personal thing, because I knew that was my area of opportunity. Um, and again, for my own programs, for my own things to be putting together, to see the structure of how you put it together gave me insights how to structure it together. Because quite often I have found for myself, I'd go into a workshop or I'd do, Facebook Lives or do webinars, or whatever. I try and shove all the information in at one spot, and to actually sit back and realize that to do less than that, to actually make sure the consistency is there, is a much better way to go.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you have ended up doing your own paid webinar series, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And what's really interesting to me, we hear so much about just take action and then see the results, and it's like, oh, we get a bit scared. So I did take action and I did my own webinar series, which I just finished last week. But through that, and I knew I was going to do another one, and I had some ideas in my head, changed completely when I did the webinar series I did because of the feedback and the questions I was getting. I have a new one starting on Tuesday that really directly answers the questions for that group.
Yeah, and what's starting on Tuesday? Tell us, because I haven't heard yet, so I want to know. I'm
Oh,
really
okay.
excited
Well,
to
the
know what
first
you've
one I
got
did,
coming up.
I know I haven't been talking to you. The first one I did was about had the coach's guide to creating a thriving business. And through that questions, then we talked a little bit about keywords and things like that. So the one I'm doing now that's starting is all about getting really clear on your 6-figure avatar in a way that they will buy from you.
Cool.
So that includes work on keywords and how to find what your avatar is already looking for with keywords rather than just the keywords for SEO purposes.
Yeah.
And then digging deeper on the avatar. And then there's two webinars around PowerPoints, because this was a question people were asking, well, how do we put together PowerPoints? How do you do it? So I have 2 webinars on that, and it's really practical. And then 2 webinars on webinar platform, how to use it again, and how to tweak it and all that sort of stuff.
So a lot of really
They,
practical learning that you're giving that
that's it.
those that sign up for it.
They were the questions that the first group were asking me. I know all
Yeah.
this stuff, but how do I do this? And I went, okay, I've learned that stuff. Let me show you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, cool. I'm glad to see that it's worked for you. You've now taken it to a whole other area as well, and that it's all coming together.
And one other tiny little thing, which I think is really testament to do in your course as well. From the first group, I had a 75% conversion to the second.
Wow. That's good.
Pretty happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're open to having more in, of course, if anyone wants to come along and join your Facebook group. I guess they'll find more out about that. Because you haven't done it yet, have you?
No, that one there will be predominantly for the first group because it's a progression. But the first one in creating a thriving business will be starting again the end of March. Is your kangaroo jumping?
Yes. If anyone that's listening heard all that bang bang crash, it's my kangaroo just upsetting I don't know what she's doing, but she's hopping around. And I've got in trouble.
That's so funny. Oh,
for not looking after her.
I love it. I want some more of my Irish friends to see this so they can see, yes, we do have kangaroos at home in Australia. There you go.
Oh, well, if I could do this, let's see if this works. So now she's trying to chew the cord. I mean, these things happen when you're live.
Hello.
Look, stop it. There.
Oh, she's so funny.
Yeah, no, not really. I just got in trouble, Carmel, for not doing what I was supposed to be doing, looking after her. Alrighty. So what's next for you then, Carmel? Like, because you've done the 6 months with us, and I know that you're going to do a bit of the next one with us as well, because you're doing some stuff because you've missed out on a few of the modules. So I'm more than happy to have you join us again, which is going to be great. But what's coming up next for you? What's, from you've done this course, so what's next for you?
Well, next for me is, and what I'm doing in the background now as well, is learning how to put business online. And that will be kind of my bigger aim, is to teach other people how to put business online. I'm in Ireland at the moment, as you can see, but one of my higher drivers, if you like, is because I've family everywhere and connection is so important to me, is to be able to bring my business wherever I go. So to have it online for me is really important. So building that, I guess, audience and webinars and all that sort of thing online even more and automating it is where I'm going. That's where I'm kind of focusing on now, is how to automate it so I can teach other people how to do that.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And one last thing. One of the things that I pride about Stepping in the Spotlight is making sure that you've got a lot of support along the way. If you're not getting it from me, we had our support coach, Helen Ryan, available as well. How did you find that, the fact that you had that support all the way through?
Absolutely terrific. And both yourself and Helen have been very, very generous with me, and in two different ways. And it was great to know there was somebody there, even though you may not ask straight away, and even a private message, or even in that group. And I believe, if I'm correct, that with the new guys coming on, they'll be in the same group as the first group will be. So you're going to have people there, that have done it and can maybe, because the more depth you have and the more layers you have, I think that really enhances the learning. But definitely felt supported the whole way. I don't think there was a question that I wanted to ask that I didn't ask, and it wasn't answered. So yeah, definitely awesome.
Yeah, no, the private Facebook group for the Step Into the Spotlights that come through this program, and it is a very close-knit little community that we have in there. The new ones that come through, so each new lot that come through, we all stay in the same place because you guys are the leaders because you've done the course.
Yeah.
And and they, may even be able to reach out to you for some of the stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's going to work really well.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome because there's so much that we all have to learn, and you don't know what you don't know sometimes. So having somebody else that can give a different spin on stuff can just be invaluable at times.
Yeah, I don't know what my cousin Fergus, this is Fergus, our group admin, who has just put a comment distracting like Jacob.
Yeah,
She
he was
must be
talking about the
talking about
kangaroo. Yeah.
the kangaroo. Yes, legacy is distracting. And check this out now.
I'm just chilling, just lying on the sofa. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
she just jumped up on the sofa and now she's got to stay here and she's going to snuggle down for the evening. So sorry, Carmel, that you had to compete with a kangaroo.
That's okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think it's cute.
So if anyone's, sitting there thinking about joining the program, and they want to get in contact with you, I mean, they're most welcome to talk to me, but of course you're available as well as along with the other girls if they want to chat to someone who's actually been through the program.
Yeah, absolutely. Private message me, send smoke signals, carrier pigeon, whatever way you want to. I'm absolutely fine with that. And sometimes when you do things like this, if the person isn't on live and they come on later, they may have a question that they couldn't ask right now.
Mm.
So yeah, feel free to shoot me a message and ask me about that. Happy to be, and obviously speak to the lovely Vanessa if we have made it more interesting today. It's awesome. I can't recommend it enough, Vanessa.
Oh, thank you. I actually love that program. It's one of my favorites. Like I
Mm,
love making. We have so much more cool stuff to come, um, and we're going to do more of the events because the girls, everyone loved that one so much. So I've been asked to do a lot more of those like retreat events. We'll
yeah.
extend them from 2 days into maybe 4 or 5 days.
Oh
So we're
wow.
looking at that. But so they'll be on the cards too, Carmel. So that will be a lot of fun as well.
That would be good. So we'll have to do a retreat in Perth at some stage too then.
Oh, absolutely. I'll have to try one for every state. And they're even I'm even getting suggestions for places like Hawaii.
Okay, let's do
So
it.
that's
It's
what I'm
it's
thinking too.
I think what happens is you get into that kind of environment, and this is what I find, I've done retreats before, is that you're in such a supportive, nurturing, judgment-free environment that you can't help but grow.
Mm.
Yeah,
No,
and you come away invigorated after it.
I think having the 2 day live event where we all get together in the house in a beautiful location and spend those 2 days working with, Kim Mulcahy came in and did some graphic design training with the people. Helen worked with the archetypes, so they were all having fun playing with our masks and doing drawings. And then, of course, I worked extensively around the sales conversions and also how to build your email list as well. So they got to do role playing as well. So I think it's just a great environment. Everyone had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And like you say, no judgment at all.
yeah,
They could just
yeah.
let loose, practice their sales, and not worry if they stuff it up. So it was
Mm.
good.
Cool, awesome. I'm disappointed I missed it.
Oh, you can come to the next one.
Yay. Cool, awesome.
All right. Is there anything that you want to kind of say about the program to anyone that might be listening?
If you're sitting on the fence, just do it. Absolutely, you won't regret it. If you're thinking about what you want to do and you're not quite sure and you haven't quite made it yet, and you want something that's going to propel you to there, this is the program for you. That's all I can say, because it's so structured and nurturing and supported that you really can't not do it. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. Yeah, look, I can't, and that's okay. And I've been coaching for years and working on my business for years, but now I'm much more succinct. I'm much more driven to the actual outcome in a structured way. So it has definitely supported me and propelled me forward into the
Yes.
spotlight.
Yeah. Which is the aim of it all.
Yeah.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Carmel, for joining me. Have a wonderful day for the rest of the day there. I'm going to rescue this house from these kangaroos and rabbits that are running around, as always. If anyone wants to connect with Carmel, again, Carmel, where do they find you?
Facebook, the Coaches Mentor.
Yep,
And
that's
just hop in
Carmel's group.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the group. And from there, there's no question that cannot be asked. It's a supportive group. Hence, that's the reason why it's still private, because I don't want just everybody in there. I want to make sure that we're creating a supportive group for people who support and help each other. And we're not getting any spammers or anything like that in there.
Yeah. So Coaches Mentor Facebook group, I'll actually put that up with this video too, because the replay will be, the replay will be up. So I'll put that link there. So if anyone wants to join Carmel, who is the Coaches Mentor, and I will add a very, very good Coaches Mentor, a role we've both played in our lifetimes. Yeah. So thank you so much, Carmel. I will see you again really, really soon. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to just tell those, as I said, that listen to this a little bit about our program. I'm really grateful to you girls as well, because you actually helped me craft it as well along the way.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. And I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.